Last week I told you all that we'll see the continuation of the US dollar weakness, but this is where I'm anticipating the retracement to reject from, probably this area. But price did not get to this area before it rejected last week, and we saw price rejecting from this area, and then we saw a new low created on the DSY. That is after breaking this low, there's a new low created here, which means that on the DSY we are still in a downtrend. But another thing might happen as price didn't come back to this area before it got rejected. Probably next week we might see price breaking this right here, coming back to retest this area, and then we might have a rejection to the downside. But the short-term target still remain 104,483, which means that next week we should still see the continuation of US dollar weakness. That is as seen in the DSY. You get, because price has started to create a new low, and then when you start seeing something like this happening where the previous low is invalidated, just know that that particular pair is going down. You understand? So I'm talking about creating a new low. You understand that? So what are we now looking at in the individual pairs next week? So if you are just joining this channel for the first time, this is Ambafx. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So this is where I bring you the latest insight in the world of forex market, the fundamental, the technical. So do well to subscribe, like, and share, and don't forget to turn on the notification in case I drop a new video so that you can be notified. And then we have the link to verified profile and verified brokers in the description box. Don't forget to click on it and then register. So I've did my due diligence on the profile, and I give you the three best ones that don't deny payment. You know, they don't deny your payout. And then in terms of broker, those one that will not slip you out, I've did my due diligence already, and then you can see the link in the description box to register. So before we go to the individual pairs, let's check the economic activities of next week. So next week we have various activities in the market, but the one that are important is we can have on Thursday we have prelim GDP, which is a high impact news. Thursday too, we have the news that normally drops every Thursday, that is the unemployment claims. So we have the Euro prelim CPI, card GDP, US copy prices on Friday. Though we have limited activities next week, but these activities too can still have their own impact in the market. So you don't want to overlook all these activities. On Tuesday, we have central bank consumer confidence. On Tuesday we have AUD CPI. On Wednesday, Thursday prelim GDP, unemployment claims. Friday, German prelim CPI, Canadian dollar GDP, US dollar copy prices, and so on. So these are the news we have next week. And then, you know, volatility might be low next week. It depends, because we might see, because Trump said he's not done with tariff yet, so we might see some announcements next week, and that will make more volatilities to come to the market. But in terms of these economic activities, I don't think so. You get, but still expect some volatility in terms of all this news, because the one we have is not really much. You understand what I'm talking about? So just expect some volatilities at the time of this news announcement. The first one I want to check is gold. As you can see, gold is still creating a new high. So anything you want to do here, what you just want to do is to buy. So probably I will not be among people that will sell something that creates a new high right here You get, as you can see, this I got invalidated, this one got invalidated, and then we saw some move right here, and then there's a rejection. For me, I believe that on gold we should see price coming back to this level after breaking this equal low, and then we'll see price bouncing back at that particular demand level. So let me highlight the demand level for you, which means that break, this trend line might be invalidated. You get, because previously there are two things that might happen. Price may come here and bounce up at this trend line. This trend line too, if you check the left hand side, you still see a level of demand right there. You get, so you can see there's still a level of demand here at that trend line, which means that price might come here and then you might see a bounce off and price will break the previous high, because gold we're still seeing strength in gold. So I don't advise any selling at all for now on gold. So if this did not happen, then the next thing that might actually happen is if price come back to this area, invalidates to this trend line, and then we'll see a buy setup from here that will break this particular high. So where I will start preparing to sell gold is if we saw the price coming back and then break this area of 2886 to the downside. So which means that I'll be looking for a retracement and then a sell setup to the downside. But for now, what I'm actually looking at is for price to come back here and then we'll see a bullish rejection from here, or price invalidate the trend line and we'll see a bullish rejection from this demand level that will break this particular high to the upside. So in anything you do, just watch out for a bullish rejection at 2009 and then probably 2896, around 2896, because this is an area, so we can't really say it can bounce off at 2892 or 2900 again, but this is an area, so this is an area you should be looking at, or should be looking at this area. You get, so if to be on the safer side, if you want to pick a buy at this area, at this particular level, it means that you have a bigger stop loss. So let's try something. Let's say you want to long at this area, your stop loss should be below this area. If you want to long at this area, your stop loss should be below this area, because if price retrace, let's say price didn't reject here and price reject at this area, you are still in a safe hands. You understand? So you should either pick your buy from here or here, but if you are picking your buy from here, it means that you have a larger stop loss. But if you are picking your buy from this area, then that means that your stop loss is low. So it will be easy for you to get 1:3, 1:4 from this area. But if you are picking your buy from this area, I will advise you to have a larger stop loss, so that price will not kick you out before it starts going your way. So then you target the high of this level. You understand? So that's how you do it. So this is what I'm actually looking for next week, for price to probably bounce back from here or from this area. The next one I want to check here is GBP US dollar. As you can see on the DSY is weak. So for me, I expect GBP USD to hit 1.27261, or probably this high right here, that's 1.27117. So which means that I'm expecting price to do like 200 pips to the upside. So I'm expecting a 200 pips move on this next week, and then this is where I want to buy from. Probably I might buy from this area. You get, or if this area break, because something might happen and this trend line might be broken, you get, and then you will see price coming back to this level. But for me, there's no possibility of price coming back to this level, because the momentum of the buyers is very high. So this is where I'll be looking to take my buy position, and they'll be looking to take my profit at 1.26307. You get, so that's what I'm looking at. So let's just do 1 minute 1 hour time frame and leave that 3 hours. As you can see, if you are going for 4 hour time frame too, is still the same thing. You get, so this is where I'll be taking my buy position. But for now, I'm seeing all this place clearly on the 3 hours time frame, and one of the reasons is that, as you can see, this is a downtrend before price start creating a new high. And then if you check all this high right here, this is a low. This low did not invalidate this, and price creates a high right there, and then we have a low around this area. But I can't dispute the fact that the obvious low at this particular area, this is the obvious low at this particular area. So we have to be careful with any decision we want to make. This is obvious, like a very obvious low, that okay, this is a low. So if we now have invalidation of this and price come here, so far price didn't invalidate this low, there's no reason to start selling. You get what I'm trying to say around that area. So which means that price can come here and pick this as its demand and start going up back. It can happen like that, and then we'll see, this is where we'll see trend line functioning at this area. You understand? So I can't use ant to draw a trend line, but at least if we use this thing right there, so let me use trend line at that particular area. So what I'm saying is that price might come here, you get, and pick the demand level from here, and see price coming back to 1.27117, and then if that place break, we can see price going to 1.29861. You get, so which means that is either you look for a buy opportunity. But for me, firstly, I won't say that okay, price will come here straight. You get, this is the place I want to take my buy position. But if we now have invalidation of this level, then I'll be waiting for this area to take my buy position. But the momentum of the buyer is quite much. You get, the buying pressure is much, so I don't think we can have a pullback to this level. If you have a pullback to this level and this level did not invalidate, is a very good reason to continue buying. You understand? So that is that about GBP US dollar. The next pair I want to check is Euro US dollar. So Euro US dollar too, you can see that price has probably invalidated this high. Here we have the invalidation of this high, no new low from here, near this high, no new low from, and then we have this low, but we don't have a new high created around this area. But for me, notwithstanding, I'm still looking for price to probably come back to this area, and we have a rejection back to 1.06008. So I'm looking for a buying opportunity on the Euro US dollar. Even if you check the higher time frame, that is the weekly time frame, it tells us that we are in an uptrend. As you can see, price has moved above 1.04231, and the next target we have now is 1.06008. Checking the daily time frame, you still see what I'm saying around this area. This is a bullish engulfing candle, though this candle didn't close above it as a confirmation, but you can see that we still have what we call a rejection around that particular area. We still have a rejection here to the upside. So if you check the 4-hour time frame, you see what I'm actually saying around this area. So which means that we should see a rejection back to this, a retracement back to this level, and a rejection to the upside. You get, so that's what I'm actually looking at on Euro US dollar. As you can see, that's what I'm looking at on Euro US dollar. That is a buy, a continuation to the upside. So any contrary opinion I want to have on this Euro USD, and then you might want to have to on this Euro USD, you should allow the break of 1.04 to 31. So if this level break, then you can change your bias to a bearish bias, and then probably target this area as a first TP and this as a second TP. But for me, I'm looking forward to retracement back to this level, a rejection, and a break of this to the upside. And the target I'm actually looking at is 1.06008. So that's that on Euro USD. Going to the next pair, which is AUD US dollar. So you see that these things, they have something in common, and then they are somehow correlated. Those pairs are somehow correlated, which means that in all, we are still looking for forward to continuation of US dollar weakness going to the next week. On Euro USD, using the 4-hour time frame, you can spot the demand level here. So if you use the 3 hours, you can spot that level clearly. So let's go to 4 hours and see what is going on. Okay, I think that level is clear on the 4-hour time frame, and then 4-hour time frame is one of the most reliable time frame you can ever see. You get, so on AUD USD, I'm looking for a buy setup at this area for price to reject, and then this is my target, 0.64202, and this might be one of the first trade I will take next week because it's close to my POI. That is where I want to take that particular trade from, coupled with we have a trend line there which we might see a rejection from around this area, and then I'm expecting like nothing less than, let's say, 150 pips on this particular setup next week. So I'm looking for like 150 pips on this setup next week. So let's check. If we buy from here, then probably the stop loss will be here, and then probably we should see 1:5 risk to reward ratio. You get, and then something you need to watch out closely. This level, something might happen, and then price might not reject from this area. Even if you have a rejection from this area, and then we have the break of all this low, you get, somehow we might still be on a safer side if our stop loss is around this level of 0.63149, as you can see, 0.63152. So which means that price might come here, invalidate this demand, and come and pick this particular demand right here, and we'll see price rejecting to the upside. So if you want to take a trade, you just have to be observant. You pay attention to details. You understand that, okay, what if this level did not hold? If it's this nearby level that hold, where am I going to put my stop loss? Because setting your stop loss to is very, very important in trading. Setting your stop loss to, it is very, very important. Not that price will just hit your stop loss and then start going your way. You understand? So you might use a considerable stop loss, and then this is 1:5. So if you want to target 1:4, you can just put your stop loss below a little and go for let's go for 1:4. So let's say you are going for 1:4, This means that if price hit you out here, then I don't think this bullish scenario is still valid. You get? So probably you should learn how to set stop loss. It is very, very important to your trading. So that is that about AUD USD. So the next pair you want to check is SND US dollar. For these two, creating a new high, I'm not expecting price to invalidate this low right here. So what I'm expecting is price to give me a bullish scenario and then a bullish rejection, and then we'll see the target at 0.57873. So this is obviously a retracement. As you can see, the price is creating some sort of a new high. So, and then you can't expect price to be going like this. This is how price move, you get? So as this thing is happening, this new high, retracement, new high, probably retracement, and then you might see the creation of a new high at that particular area. So for the SND US dollar too, I'm expecting a bullish rejection around this area, and then as you can see, this area too is one of the key level that you should be expecting a retracement from. And then, you know, going with the trend line also, you might see it happening around this area to the upside. So let's see how it goes on there as in the US dollar next week. So the next pair is a USD Swiss franc. I'm looking forward to a bearish setup. You know, last week I did the analysis. If you watch your weekly forex forecast last week, this is where I said I want to take myself from last week, and I took it from here, and then you see the massive dump to the downside, which is almost amount to like 100 and something pips to this particular area. So this week, going to the next week, I feel that price might actually do a deep retracement back to that particular area. You might see a deep retracement back to this area, and then we have a rejection going to the downside to 0.89211. So that's what I'm actually looking at on US dollar Swiss franc. So any retracement you see is an opportunity for you to look for a bearish setup back to 0.89211. On AUD Swiss franc, this one, what I'm actually looking at is very, very simple. A retracement back to this area, and then a rejection back to the downside, because as you can see, this movement is a sharp movement to the downside. So let's see how it goes, because there is no new high created at this area, no new high at all. So what I'm actually looking at is a bearish setup back to this level, and then this level should be broken again. So going to the pound C itself, this one I'm even looking for a deep pullback, and then this is where I'm taking my buy bias. This is where I'm taking my buy bias, this particular area right here. So I'm patiently waiting for price to get to this area, then I will take my buy bias from this particular area. Because if you check this area, you can't see we are in a downtrend, because as you can see, there is a creation of new high right here, and this one is just a pullback, and then this equal low might be taken out, and the price will just take the equal low out, reject at this, and then we'll see price going to the upside. So guys, watch out for this level. So let me put line at that level so that you can recognize that level. So watch out for 1.12634 around this area. So this is an area, right? So 1.12 blah blah blah, and then your stop loss should be below that particular area. So this is where I'm taking my buy position from on the CHF, anticipating a break of this equal low, and then we'll see a rejection at this level. So the next one is, this is the last trade I dropped last week, and then we'll see the massive profit. So this is like almost like 120 pips in profit. You get, so probably it might see it might hit target next week. So if we want to do this analysis right here, then we should wait for a deep pullback, and the pullback might even be deeper than you thought. So you get, so that area might be where we'll be looking for a self setup back to the downside. You get, so you might see a deeper pullback back to this area, and then a rejection back to the downside that will invalidate this low, because this low too has been invalidated. You get, so which means that we should see a continuation to the downside. And if you check the JPY index, it's in the upside move. Same thing with the JPY. You can have it on the Canadian dollar JPY, a very deep pullback back to this particular area, and then you should see a sell setup from there. So which means if I want to sell, I will sell at this discount level, and then probably my stop loss above that supply level. So which means that we should see price having a deep pullback back to this level, and then we should see the continuation to the downside. So this is my target anyway, 103.788. So that's my target. So these are the pairs on my watch list going to the next week. So I still have Euro AUD here. Euro AUD, as you can see, the price is down before we have a downtrend, before we have a change of trend. So at this change of trend, we should see price still coming back to probably retrace, and then we'll see a buy setup from any of this level going to the upside to 1.62275. You get, so that's what I'm actually looking at on this particular setup. So I'm going to take my buy at this area, to take my buy at 1.63931 and get back to 1.65275. You understand? So this is where I want to take my buy position from, as you can see. So this is Euro AUD. As you can see, I want to buy at this discount level, setting my stop loss high, my take profit high, and then my stop loss at this. So at least this one will give us 1:5 or 1:4 if you want to like expand your stop loss. You get, so this one should give us at least 1:4 back to this high. You get, so let's see how it goes around these pairs. You understand? So if you find this useful and then educative, don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel, turn on the notification bell, and then like this video. Drop your opinion in the comment section about the individual pairs. Like I said, I have the verified broker and verified profile in the description box, so do it to click on the links there and register. So all these brokers will not slip you out, and then the profile will pay you when you have your profit. There is no any form of scam around this profile. So take care guys, have a lovely trading week ahead, and don't forget to trade